welcome back, valued viewers, to Crush Improv Plays D&D, joined by Dan, Al, Christine, and Brooke. Jordan may or may not be joining us. He's busy with civic affairs. So let's dive right back into it. Oh, and we're crossing 3 time zones today. So this is very much a pan-Canadian D&D session. How's that? So let's jump back in. We had just ended up our last session with the capture of the imp on the bridge. Does anybody want to recap that particular encounter? Maybe Brooke, because she's drinking from beverage?
Yeah, no, perfect timing. Sure, so we went to go to the bridge because elves and half-elves had this seemingly related to like a 1 in 20 shot or 2 in 20, 10 in 20 shot. Every time they'd go to the bridge, they would get sick. So we wanted to investigate why that was happening, and Nim actually has a view spirit ability, so she cast that after Glonda went down to investigate the graffiti down there. There's a little bit of rude graffiti regarding various races. And I believe Joe Jonderon is currently enjoying fishing with some folks on the bridge.
He is discovering his new passion.
Yeah, but Nim did actually recognize that there was an imp present, and when as soon as the imp noticed her, it ran. And thankfully, due to her nimble speed, she caught up to it and was able to send a message to Turgar, who then joined in and was able to charm the imp using one of his familiars, Johnny Saltmarsh. And together, we are now attempting to... actually, it was Derek. You named him Derek. Because then we all went, formerly Derek. You named him after Derek.
Yeah. I was trying to remember what I actually named him. So yeah, Derek. We should keep with that.
Yeah. And so now we're just trying to see what this imp's deal is. Is it related to the vomit experience that elves witness, or not witness, but experience? Or is it just something completely unrelated?
Oh, nice. Excellent. All right. So on that note, we've got everybody here, I think. The entire party is here because you were going to be splitting up. We've since remembered that, in fact, the Temple of Bokob, where you were going to be maybe getting some different scrolls, not at all close to Sharkfriend Bridge. Yeah. So you went to investigate the bridge as a group. That's great. So here you are as a group. The imp has become visible as it has been charmed by the Fey Spirit, so everybody can see it. There has been a bit of a crowd that gathered, a bit of a gaggle that has been looking at the kerfuffle that you've raised. So what would you all like to do? You catch up with each other, and everybody's here except for Joe Jonderon, who is learning the delicate art of the underhand cast.
I think that's so perfect that's what he's doing.
It's just so appropriate.
Yeah.
I think Nim immediately asks the imp if he has anything to do with the vomiting curse that elves seem to experience.
He says, "What? No, nothing to do with that. So pretty, this thing here. Who is this thing?" He's still looking at the Fey Spirit.
Oh.
He's like reaching out to grab the Fey Spirit and hug it and embrace it, and the Fey Spirit is like totally jumping out of its way and such. not consenting, special. Not consenting.
But tee-heeing, so still, enjoying yourself.
Yes, yeah, in a Fey-like way. Yeah.
Okay. Then what is your purpose on this bridge?
Can a person not cross the bridge? Why am I Yoda now? It's gonna be Yoda.
Okay.
He's got big ears. He says, "Bridge is public. Go on bridge."
Why run?
You chase me. That's why I run.
No, you booked it, little mister.
No, I remember you chased me first. That's why I decided to run. Yeah.
And who's your master, little imp?
Oh, no. You're not to get that out of me. No.
Oh, really?
Can I encourage my Fey Spirit to encourage him to talk?
Well, that would depend really on what he can do, because I think the one that you
I conjured mirthful, or mirthful.
Yeah, and that means that he can charm, but other than that, I'm not sure if he can do anything.
So even if this creature is charmed, it will still hold back information.
Well, he's become your friend, but that doesn't mean he's going to
Okay.
do everything you say. Please
Okay.
jump into that burning fire pit.
Okay.
Well, though charmed can sometimes mean, like when I think of charmed, I do think I'll do whatever you say, but you're specifically meaning is no longer seeing us as an enemy. That's your definition of what this charmed is.
The game effect is that he can't attack you, and he can't target you with harmful abilities, and you have advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
Excellent.
So if you
Okay.
wanted to try and persuade him, it would
Who's
not be
good
easy.
at persuasion? I'm not.
I am not. I'm -2.
Oh,
That
wow.
is definitely
Yeah.
into Galando's wheelhouse. there.
I'm awkward.
Me,
and
I
sullen
can
and
do
angry.
it, but am I there yet? I know my little legs were running as
Yes,
fast as
you
I
have
could to catch
all
up.
assembled. Avengers have assembled around
Okay.
the imp.
Okay.
So she can roll an advantage to try to persuade him to give us that information
Why do I roll at advantage?
because he's
Because
charmed.
he's charmed. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
He is
great.
Charmed.
All right, let's go for it. So I'll do 2 then.
Yes, and take the best one.
Whoa.
That's pretty sweet.
Hey.
Yeah,
And he's
okay.
27.
Sassy Molassie.
Okay. So he looks at you and says, "Oh, you're very pretty for a dwarf. Normally
Who's that
very
supposed to
Or a
Sorry.
dwarf.
Sorry.
Oh!
He says, "Well, if you promise not to tell anyone that I tell you who I serve, maybe I tell you. You promise this?"
I promise. And I got my crossed fingers behind my back.
He's sort of dancing on one foot after the other. He's like eager to tell you, but not wanting to tell you. And he says, he looks left and right. And he says, "I serve Keledek the Unspoken."
Oh.
Keledect the Unspoken?
Well, didn't we meet Keledek? Isn't that
You
the
sure
the
did.
pirate guy? In the
No, he's the one in the big robes. The
That's
red
Keledek.
robes. Yes.
Oh, I thought he was a pirate.
No, he's a sorcerer.
Oh, sorcerer. Sorry, that's right. Okay.
Pirate, sorcerer, tomato, tomato.
He had a pirate look to him.
Yeah, you could be.
So he works
Not
for Keledek.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if he has summoned him like I've summoned this face spirit. Can
We know where we
sorcerers
can
do that?
do.
Wait, Kaladek was when? When did we meet Kaladek?
At the city hall.
Oh, that guy, the one who was like, "No, you shouldn't get to investigate these pirates." That guy.
No,
No, that was Lassiter, Lord Lassiter.
he was the guy that we ended up talking to while the
Oh, he
council
was the
people.
cool special guy.
He's
It was a
cool
mag-
special
yeah.
item guy. He's magical and smooth. Reading
And
our
we did-
notes.
Yeah, these are great notes.
Keledek isn't from here. So Keledek isn't from here. He's magical and smooth. Someone wrote
Don't know why I wrote that he was
he would
smooth.
give things for other cool special
You wrote he
items.
was smooth because you were going through a ooh phase.
You were making some noises. It was quite delightful.
Wow.
Where can-
Interesting.
Where can we find Kaladek? I guess it's City Hall, right?
Yeah, you
Well,
just
Well, ask
left
him
But
it.
wait.
why.
Yeah, because I asked him why he was there and he just kind of avoided it. But since you were so successful, could you could tell why he was there on the bridge?
Continue answering my questions, little guy.
He looks up at you like, "Didn't I just answer your questions?" But
One
okay.
more. I have one more because you insulted me and you owe me this answer. Why were you at the bridge?
Well, Master, tell me to follow you. See where you go, what you do, who you talk to. So of course I follow you.
Oh.
Classic
my God.
Keledek.
I turn to Nim and I go, he's obsessed with you.
Oh boy.
That's amazing. And then just turns like beet red and starts giggling. Wow.
Okay, well, thanks, little guy. Is there anything else we should know?
No longer follow us.
Yeah, other than that.
Can we put some kind of a thing on him that? What skills do we have to potentially?
Like a
prevent him? I can put slow
microchip?
on him.
By the way, he has brushed off the gunpowder that you dusted him with, And I have so removed that from your inventory because you would have had to like throw the whole bag at him to make that work.
All right, sorry, Norman.
Oh, yeah.
At least we used it for something.
It's right.
Just throw at somebody.
So he's like, "Oh yes, I promise not to follow you. Yes."
I don't believe you.
That is the quality of my acting ability that you saw.
Well, Andrew. Amazing work.
Thank you.
Where is? Maybe we do need to go and immediately speak about to Kaladek then to tell him to get his imp off us.
Or who else could give us some dirt on Kaladek?
Maybe the imp.
Like, I mean, how much dirt would the imp have?
I don't know. I don't know how close they are.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Brooke, make an Arcana roll for me, please.
Sure. 12 plus 8, 20.
Yeah, nice. Just in case you want to catch up with the cool D&D kids, whenever you get a 20 that's not a naturally rolled 20, they call it a dirty 20.
Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah. So if you want to
Ooh.
say the word dirty in D&D, that is the way you can do it.
The dirty 20.
The
But
dirty
it still
tw-
is really good.
It is 20.
It still feels good.
It does. It's
I
just
heard
not
Kaladek is into dirty 20s.
as...
Maybe I found something he might like finally. All right.
So
Spread a rumor. Spread a rumor.
so the you do know that the imp is probably Kaladek's familiar, much like Petrie is your familiar.
Yes.
And Lil Derek is mine.
No, I think that was assumed, right? Because he said that was his master, so it made sense that
Right.
was...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would know, just to answer the question of how intimate they would be, consider it like your relationship with Petrie, as in pretty damn intimate.
I mean, we have our boundaries, Petrie.
I'm sure
and
you
I.
do.
I
Sure
need you
do.
to make that. I need you to make that.
If
I-
you're
okay.
summoning imps, though, does that not imply perhaps that you're dabbling in the dark arts, that you're evil? Well, you can't tell us that.
An imp, with that excellent roll, you would know, Nimrael, you know that it is technically a demon, a lawful evil demon.
Hmm.
Huh.
hmm So yeah, if you're like looking to put him on the moral spectrum, then not looking good.
Well, then he'd know where all the good parties are.
Unquestionably.
Is this information we should bring to Anders, that this guy is spying on his team that is trying to...
I'm going to throw
Possible,
this out
yeah.
there. I don't fully trust Anders.
Not our sweet, sweet, wonderful baby-bottomed Anders?
Now you have to understand, I don't trust most people. You know, unless you've got bark
trust
around
me?
you. Yeah.
Do you,
You had to think
for
about
everything? The pirates and everything?
it.
Yeah,
Think
no, I
about
do.
it for a second.
You guys are different, but animals, trees, and you people, that's it. Everyone else, I don't know.
People.
Fair.
I just what advantage do we get by revealing this to Anders?
Maybe just putting a bit of a trail on this guy. Like that he needs to be under the microscope at the very least, or kept...
Yeah, can we put a microchip on him?
You'd have to be a bit more sort of medievally specific.
Can we put some sort of
A
tracking
bell.
medieval microchip on him?
Oh, that! Oh, well, of course, yeah.
I mean, I'm not a magic guy. I don't know. Like I'm not a knowledgeable about these things, but if maybe there's some way to keep that.
Don't we have okay, we've got detect magic, alarm, identify. I remember I used...
How big is the imp?
He's probably about. Okay, that's not
Like a
great
foot?
over video. He is maybe 2 feet tall.
2 feet tall.
Yeah, he's pretty teeny.
Like
Do
we
we
don't
like
want to.
tie a string to his toe and just like follow the string?
We could tie him up and just be
No,
like,
but I want to see where he goes and what's cooking. I want to be able to see what Kaladek is up to.
I will say I'm going to assume 10 minutes has passed, and that means that your slow spell has ended, which is a concentration spell, so you would have been concentrating on it. The Fae that you have summoned, Dan, is yours for an hour, so he's still flitting around. Dan, it's Derek, or Jack, what are we calling him?
Derek.
Little Derek.
Little Derek, yeah, so he's still flitting around. But I'm guessing that charm probably is still in effect for now. Might check that though.
Well, I don't know. If do we want to drop everything and go after Kaladek now, or do we want to hold on to this information and use it later?
Well, Kaladek is gonna know.
He's only chained for 1 minute, or charmed for 1 minute. So I'm assuming that you maybe get a little bit more time, but then he's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm out of here.
So
You're right.
We're gonna assume then that Kaladek is gonna know that we know, or maybe because the imp will tell him that we asked and he told us that he's Kaladek. So Kaladek is gonna know that we know, which is another reason why I think we should go to the city council first and be like, yo, we just found this stuff out, because who knows, Kaladek could go and try to like throw us under the bus or something.
So by city council, you mean Anders, because they're not there anymore, right?
They did all split up after that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Because that's where I'm off to, is that island, to see my dream gal.
Right.
Well, if everybody knows that everybody knows, like Kaladek's going to know eventually, we know that he's going to know eventually. What's the benefit of confronting it?
Exactly. I agree. I don't think confronting him is necessarily the right choice. It could be, I suppose.
Let's tie a string around little impy and go about our business, and just in the back of our minds know that what we do will likely get back to Kaladek.
All right.
So what are you doing to this this poor defenseless little charmed imp?
Medieval microchip. Who's got one? Somebody's got one. Right? No? Nothing? no such option?
I've got leather working tools. Can I make a leather tracking chip?
I also have Gnorman's Explorer pack, so I'm assuming there's like rope and stuff in there. I don't know what's in an Explorer pack.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but like we could break one of his toes so that when his tracks are distinct and we know if we see his tracks anywhere.
Wow, this got dark real fast.
Actually, I remember Dan getting really dark in the last one, being like, I really
true.
want to break their... Like, I remember that, being like, Dan was like super into doing a little bit of that.
You were talking about in the last campaign?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we caught those people they tried to ambush us at the river.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. So hempen rope. So we could use some of that rope to tie him up.
Oh, we just want to tie him up, you mean?
No, just not let him...
Sure. No, let him go.
Because I have manacles.
They're not imp-sized manacles.
Oh, right.
He'd be like, "Oh no, you got me!" And
got a bag of ball bearings.
you're gonna force him to eat them. That would be great. Okay, are you going to do anything to this poor defenseless charmed imp?
Nope.
No, let's let him go and go about our business.
All
Okay,
right.
the charm wears off. He looks at you. He realizes what's happened. He blushes for an imp. He again lunges out at little Derek, because still attractive for a face spirit. Little Derek dodges, and then the imp flies away.
Okay.
With a backwards glance of hatred towards you. So
You think the imp could have flown this whole time and chose to run?
no, he was flying, but he was slowed by Brooke's
okay.
spell. So
Flying for him is average height. Understood.
Yeah, he thought he could fly away, and then he was slow. And of course, he didn't think about the third dimension, which would have been much more useful for him. It also made it, plot-wise more interesting. So,
Got it.
the imp has disappeared. What would you like to do
Well, darn. I guess we thought we were solving the issue of the cursed bridge. We weren't. So I don't know. Glonda and Nim could still go to the temple while Gnorman and Turgar go to the island.
C'est vrai.
I'm here for the ride. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay, so
Good
just looking.
black-eyed peas, right?
All right, as it happens, it's from where you are almost equidistant between the bridge and the temple and the bridge and Oak Island. So I am just going to say let's deal with the temple first. So, but because we're here, let's have Turgar looks at that bridge. He knows what that bridge can do. Are you going to cross that bridge, Turgar?
I don't really have a choice.
You could swim across the
I'll
the
just
fast-moving
cross.
river.
I couldn't get. There's no ferry, to take me across.
You might be able to convince somebody to do it. There's some docks further down the
Because
way.
if I'm not successful with this roll, I'm at disadvantage for like an hour, right?
Something like that.
And what did I got? What did you give me again? Because I was first.
Inspiration. So you could make any roll have advantage. Roll two dice.
So I'm
and
gonna
take the
make.
best one.
I'm gonna make this an advantage roll.
Wow, you're just gonna throw it all. I mean, yes, absolutely. do
Okay,
it.
I'm not. I'm going to cross the bridge. Come on, Norman.
All right.
You're right. 'cause I
Swallow
know
it.
what I'm walking
Swallow it
into.
as it comes.
Yep. Oh,
That plus what?
your Constitution saving throw.
6 gives me so 8.
Not enough. You make it to the top. You start feeling the nausea overwhelm you, and you get all sweaty, and your pulse increases, and you fall to your knees and empty your breakfast onto the bridge, to the mirthfulness of some passers-by. And somebody goes, "Yeah, another elf! Ah ha ha! Look, an elf is thrown up." I'm sorry, that's all I got.
I should have
Hi.
taken a ferry boat.
high humor in Saltmarsh. Norman helps you cross the other side of the bridge, and indeed, you're at disadvantage for the next hour, but you manage to collect yourselves and head south down through Lower Town, which I will briefly describe the kinds of places that you pass as you go. You on the other side of the bridge is the Dancing Dryad, which is the 3-story stone edifice, which is definitely a house of ill repute slash body house slash casino. A good place for people to be separated from their money. Further down is the Green Market, which is a daily fruits and vegetables, foodstuffs kind of place. A lot of fresh catch is sold here as well. The Lizard's Boat is you had been there before. That is a boat converted into a tavern. On the other side of that is what is that? I can't even read it. Anma's Hall of Oddities, which is a collection of curios and antiquities. Basically, another place to get separated from your money. The Flounder Pounder, another bar of ill repute, definitely for people that are, they're willing to slum it. And then, at the end of that is the Dung Sweepers Guild Hall, and we'll eventually get to Oak Island, which will be interesting for you. So, but that is for a little while from now. Let's get to Nimralian and Glonda as they trudge back past Town Hall, past the Blue Frog Brewery, and take a left at the Temple of Farligan and the Cathedral of Palor, two big gods in the area, and eventually get to the Temple of Bakub, which is a giant pyramid-style structure, and on top of that is a massive golden globe, and there are various tower-type structures, but they're not actually towers. It's purely ornamental. It is gaudy to the extreme. Like, all the other buildings here are classically designed and fit in. This is does not play well with its neighbors. But from your vague knowledge, like Nimraelian probably is aware of the temple, of the following of Bakub, the god of magic, and this is very much par for the course for the temple. There's it's a five-sided structure, even though it is, basically the pyramid emanates from those five structures. So it's not a pyramid at all. I don't know what you'd call a pointy thing that has five sides, but anyway, you approach it.
Great.
Yeah.
I know this looks a little bit gaudy, but it's par for the course for this type of god. So I hope you're not too offended by how luxurious this is.
I'm in for the ride.
Excellent. Let's go in.
Okay.
So, what can I tell you about it? So it's capped with a large dome surrounded by glass towers. Actually, the towers are made of glass. The 5-story tower is pale blue marble, dominating the eastern face of the pyramid. We're not at night, but you have seen it in the distance. The entire structure shimmers with countless continual flames, and a massive glowing symbol of Bokob slowly rotates above the central dome's peak. The
Wow.
entire display, both awesome and ostentatious. You have already heard that the High Priestess Ivessa of the Cathedral Palor finds it tasteless and embarrassing, but a lot of other people in the town dig it. I think it's kind of cool that they decided to set up shop here. So, there are a couple of temple guards at the gates that lead into the area, but the gates are currently open, and they nod at your presence. What would you like to do? There are a couple of people, sorry, I should give you a bit more information. There are a couple of people milling around here, but they are not your average town folk, and it is lightly attended. So, it is, let's see, we've got, looks like some clerics and other people in robes. They are generally chatting in various areas around. It looks like a very casual display. It doesn't look very formal like other temples do.
Now, when I was told that I could get some magic here, was it assumed that the temple itself sold these things, or that individuals who go to that temple might have them and sell them?
It wasn't explicitly described, but your general knowledge of how the temple works is that there are things for sale from the temple. That's how they generate funds.
Okay, cool. Well, then Nim would probably search for some type of a desk clerk or the equivalent.
Well, as soon as you walk in, one of the acolytes there looks over to you and gives you a once-over, sees your status in a second, and immediately marches over and says, greetings to the temple, ladies. How can we serve?
Yes, I'd like to purchase some magic, acolyte.
Oh, indeed. Well, you have come to the right place. Something to enlarge in your spell book, I am guessing?
Quite right. I am looking for particularly 3rd level spells, specifically those that deal with fire and or divinity.
Oh, I see. Excellent. Well, we have something of a selection to non-members, to non-acolytes, if you will, but we understand the perils that adventuring magicians face, and indeed we are willing to...
Magician?
I'm terribly
Come
sorry. The
on.
parlance in this town is magician, but as you wish, wizard.
Thank you.
We have a slight, we have an inventory issue at the moment, but we do have some things that may be of use to you. Please come with me. And he brings you back up to the sort of main interface of the temple, where he does have a bit of an office. And he provides to you a list, a parchment which has some things, and he says, these are the scrolls that we have on offer for you today. Let me just throw this in the chat for you. Boom. So there are 12 lines there. The first number is the level of the spell, and the name follows it there. Fireball is on that list, and the price is 75 gold pieces per level of the spell, meaning your 3rd level Fireball spell will be a grand total of 225 gold pieces.
Okay. Tiny hut is what you have, right?
Heck yeah, I got
Yeah.
tiny hut. I'm
Love
looking
it.
for what else I have, and I'll tell you.
Yeah. Do you know offhand, Andrew, which one of these might be divinity based? I'm wondering what non-detection is. I don't even know what that is. And then I'm
I'm
curious
guessing
about-
you mean divination?
What was I saying?
Divinity.
Oh, sorry, I played too much divinity. Yes,
I
I meant
was-
divination.
Just going to say. Non-detection might be divinity based. Divinity. Now I'm saying it. No, that's abjuration. Magic mouth sounds like an illusion.
What's
blind
faithful
att-
hound? Would she get a pet dog along with?
Pretty much, yeah. It's
Petrie?
invisible to all creatures except you, and it can bark loudly if someone doesn't speak the password to it, and it can see invisible creatures and into the ethereal plane,
What's the password?
and it you make it up.
Now that is a level 4 spell, which
Oh,
you
I know.
cannot cast. I'm just saying in case you didn't see that.
No, but what level do you learn? Level 4,
7th level.
and I'm
So-
currently level 6.
You're getting up there. Yep.
Cool. So maybe I could come back and get myself a faithful hound if needed.
Assuming he says, well, these scrolls come and go all the time. I can't guarantee that it will be here.
Oh, all right, Mr. Used Car Salesman. Cars are these things that eventually will be made. And okay, so I have lightning bolt. And what's non-detection? Did someone look that up yet? Or did you say it was?
It is not divination. None of
Okay.
these spells are in fact divination.
Ah, I asked for divination spells, and you bring me nothing.
He says, I'm sorry, mistress. This is what we have available at the time. I cannot make them up. Now, if you were to make the acquaintance of another fellow divination sorcerer here, then perhaps they might be able to share spells with you. But as you know, these things are not necessarily freely given.
No, of course not. I will pay good coin. Just a second.
Non-detection hides you from anything that divination can, in fact, come up with. So, for example, locate object or clairvoyance, those kind of spells. If you were to cast non-detection, it would basically be a block to that spell. That's what non-detection does.
Now, is there a reason why you are charging me 50% more than the most expensive spell I've ever seen?
He says, I'm sorry, mistress. It is a supply and demand issue. There are a limited number that are interested in these items, and the temple must support its operations.
Everything has been hit with supply and demand issues, even magic spells.
Yes,
So
you know, we
true.
are currently working on that supply and demand. In fact, if you have any information about the pirate dealings, please pass it on, as we are attempting to improve that issue.
This is
that situation.
pirates. Pirates, well, that sounds very romantic, but this is not a concern of ours here at the temple. No.
Well, you just
Okay.
said supply and demand issues. Speak frankly, Acolyte.
He blushes and says, yes, sorry, I will endeavor to try harder.
You must.
You want to buy any of those?
Listen, I'll give you 175.
He looks, does one of these, like pulling the neckline because he's a little nervous at this, and he says, I am not empowered to negotiate on behalf of the temple mistress, but if you are unsatisfied with the pricing, I can certainly refer you to Emirat or to Mylor if you wish to speak with them. I do not know if they are at present within the temple, but I'm sure you could make an appointment to plead your case for a reduced fee.
Well, what is the fee for members, Acolyte?
Oh, well, if you are a member, you have access to all the temple facilities.
And how does one become a member?
Ah, yes. Well, that is an extended process that requires many months of service to the temple.
Ugh.
And
All
I
right.
step in front of Nim and I go, listen here, bud. What if she became an honorary member today and you give her a discount? And I want to try and persuade the guy.
Oh, my little persuasive dwarf.
all right, let's see it. It's not going to be easy.
Uh-oh. I think I've already used my portent too, so I can't help you. I used my portent up on the imp.
Oh, did pretty well. What's your
18
total?
plus 26.
26. He looks at you like he's got stars in his eyes at your display. Perhaps he's a little bit intimidated at your brazenness. And he says, "Well, I understand the importance of what you are doing for the city. I have, like many, have heard of your comings and goings." He looks left and right. He says, "And truth be told, the temple is doing fairly well. I imagine just this once, we could find something that, of a small charitable discount for what you need. Perhaps for 200 gold pieces instead of the usual 225. Some of this will be coming out of my own pocket, you understand."
Honestly, I think that's probably the best we're gonna get. Technically, this spell should only cost us 150 at like the most expensive. They're still gouging us, but this is the only place that we could get a spell, and I'm full of money. So let's
We
just...
know.
Money is pouring out of your pores.
All right, good sir, but know that I am still unsatisfied with your services, and if there was some type of service where I could give you a rating, it would not be 5 stars. And she gives him the 200 coin.
Okay, he
You-
says, "Yes,
you're a
madam, I understand,
doll."
madam." And he passes you a scroll of fireball,
Woohoo!
which I'm assuming you're going to want to take a little time to write into your spell book.
Yep.
All right, I'm really excited about this because that means you have to make a roll.
Oh, then I'm not gonna do it today.
I saw
What do you mean?
coming.
Why?
Because if I roll wrong, then the whole spell like explodes and I don't get to use it. So I'm gonna wait until I have a good portent, like a little shit.
Like a
Oh.
rules abusing player, which is
I
awesome.
don't know if I'm abusing, if I'm just using.
You're doing it exactly the way
You're
you
using?
want.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But like safely.
Brooke, you can talk to me about anything.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if I roll poorly, Andrew, I would just all that gold would just go up in flames. Nim is not a risk taker, my friend.
No, understood. To be fair, the roll that you would need to do, I believe, is Arcana. No, it's a. So the difficulty is going to be 13, and it is your spellcasting ability. So it is for you an intelligence ability check. So it's not terrible because I think you have like a pretty crazy modifier to that.
I do have +9 for my intelligence right now, but I still don't want to risk it.
Fair.
I'm too scared.
Can I give her my initiative?
Your inspiration.
Inspiration.
Indeed.
I
Yep.
will give you
I
my
could also-
inspiration.
But you're
Guys,
not
why do
there.
you want me to gamble? I don't want to gamble. It's okay.
But you
If
might not.
anything,
You might not
later-
roll super well in your portent for tomorrow.
it's true.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
absolutely true.
giving you-
However,
Oh, I
all I
can't-
need to roll is a 4. So
Dan.
even if my portent is a 4, I will successfully pass that
Dan,
roll.
hold on to your inspiration. I have bardic inspiration. Keep yours.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
So I can
Got
divvy
that
that if Nemo wants it.
yeah.
But
Yeah, there
if
you go.
Nema's being a big baby.
I'm being a big
Hey.
baby. Do you
I'm
really
s-
need me to do it? I'll do it, but if I fail, I will be so mad at it won't be worth it. It won't be worth it.
Okay. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just saying I have the
I am-
ability.
I am not
People
a
are
risk taker.
lining up to make your passing easier. But yeah, you roll a 1 on this one.
'Cause,
that
like,
doesn't matter.
Christine, if you did Bardic Inspiration, that just means you roll a D3.
No,
right?
you would get an extra die 6, I think, to roll.
If you
to-
roll it now, I'll give you my ball bearings for 20 gold. That's a deal.
Right, that is a steal. Ball bearings
Mhm.
are.
You-
Because then I could still potentially only roll a 2.
Oh, come
Because
on.
I could roll 1 out of my D6, and I could roll a 1 on my D20, and I would lose 200 gold worth of a fireball spell.
Hmm. Technically, your bonus on that is a +5 because it's your intelligence rating that you'd be adding.
Also, the bardic inspiration die is D8.
Oh, for you it's a D8, so you got lots of chances
And
here.
how come Oh, but it says my saving throw is a +9 because of
Yeah,
the proficiency bonus.
It's not a saving throw in this case. It's just an ability check, so it's whatever your statistical
Oh,
modifier is. Yeah. So
oh.
still plus
So that
5,
makes
though.
me even less willing to do this.
Well, I leave it to you. Maybe you want to mull that over while we turn the camera back over to Turgar and Norman as they make it to the south side of Saltmarsh. And you have reached the Dung Sweepers Guild, and you look across a chasm, as it were. Oak Island is separated from Saltmarsh as an actual island. You look down something of a decline. It's a natural hill which has been eroded away, which leads to a small creek. Maybe one would even call it a small passing. The area of water that splits it is about 30 feet wide, but it feeds back and forth. And then the decline goes back up into Oak Island. So
There's no
There is-
visible bridge.
there is no visible bridge.
Well, how the hell? Do we see anybody nearby?
There would be some travel between there are the denizens of the Dung Sweepers Guild, the ones that
Yeah.
collect the. You would have passed a lot of them doing their job, by the way, too. They would be about with a dung sweeping cart, picking up dung, putting it into the dung cart.
Oh,
And
can we
this
ask
is
one
where
of
it gets
them? Can we
deposited.
approach one of them if they're around?
Indeed, there is one. He upends his cart over the edge, and dung falls down down the hill into the water.
Ahoy, my good friend. How do we get over to Oak Island?
Well, I guess you bleeding well walk, don't you? Ah.
Hmm.
Don't know why you'd want to go there, though.
Why is that?
Just full of spooky spirits and the like.
Uh-huh. So when the people who live on that island, when they come over, how do they make it across? Do they just walk down the hill and cross the river? I don't
Druids?
understand.
Well, the druids live over there, but I have no ken how they managed to get across. I just know they're there, and then they're not.
All right.
Magic, I guess.
And if we're looking across the island, can we see anyone on the island from where we are?
Make yourself a perception check, my friend.
About what's the span of that?
Yeah, the distance there is about 150 feet from grassy area to grassy area.
That was a dirty 20, Andrew.
A dirty 20? You do not have +8 in perception.
Yes, I do.
What?
Yes,
I'm
I do.
Super amazed that you actually do. Wow, proficiency and a massive wisdom bonus. All right, I take it all back and I accept your dirty 20. Yeah, you can see under one of those trees there is a humanoid figure of some kind, sort of keeping watch. Also, you see two structures on the south end of that island, just in the distance, which you identify as standing stones. Massive obelisks capped by stone menhirs overlooking the ocean.
Okay. Norman, do you have any ideas?
How good are you at swimming?
I'm very good.
I'm not sure how good I am.
That would probably
Oh.
be your survival skill.
Oh, you know
Al.
what? I've got water walk. I can allow us to walk on water, but I don't know if I want to use that just yet.
Do it. Do
Uh,
it.
I'm gonna yell in Druidic to the humanoid that I see. I'm gonna try and hail him and get his attention. Can I do that? Or is it too far away?
It's about from where you are right now. I mean, if you get right to the edge, it's probably about, what did I say, 300 feet? 200? No, about 150 feet
Yeah,
there.
so I could be heard.
You could be heard, sure.
You can see them, yeah.
Like ahoy, or whatever that sounds like in Druidic.
It is definitely that. Actually, no, it's a bit higher in the register, Dan. Yeah, a bit higher. Perfect. You get inspiration. Oh wait, you already got it. So Yeah, the creature sees you and makes no obvious reaction to you. Looks
Uh,
at you, perhaps.
he just looks at me, but doesn't call back. Okay. You want to walk on water, Norman? Huh?
Yeah, I'm game. Or do I have to jump on your back and then you walk across the water?
No, we both get it. Everyone in our party gets it.
Cool.
Well, anybody who's close
10
by,
willing
it's-
people. You're willing, yes? And
Yes,
we have this. Don't abuse this. You get this power for 24 hours. Frig, I could have used this to cross the bay.
Can we be close enough?
Oh,
I want to be able to just like
I'll use
fall
it
in
again,
a puddle
hopefully.
and then be like, "Holy crap, I can walk!"
what the hell is going on?
All right, so I cast Water Walk,
Excellent.
and Norman and I are going across to the island.
I found a box lid that we toboggan down one muddy side.
Okay, so
Or up the other side.
I would like you both to make 2 athletics rolls for me, please. One going down the decline off of the hill next to the Dunk Sweepers Guild, and one climbing up the other side. If you wish, you could. No, I think it's going to be athletics. It's not acrobatics, so it's definitely athletics that you're going to be rolling for me, please.
19 and a 19 plus my athletic bonus.
Yeah, you did it right there.
21.
All I need to know is that first roll, Alex. That second one looks like a kicker.
7. Where's athletics?
Wow, that's pretty good.
-2. So I face plant going down.
Yeah, not a great descent, unfortunately. You take 3 points of damage as a result of
Whoa.
that.
Ooh.
Your toboggan, you fall off the toboggan and plow into the water, which you float on now, or essentially cannot be submerged in.
Yeah, you probably just like. I wonder if you push it aside a little. Like, do you hit it? Like when you think walk on water, what's the texture of that water?
Yeah, I might have hurt you. That might be why you took 3 points of damage.
That's possible. Maybe
Didn't
you
break
actually
your fall.
tried to plunge his head underneath, but he's like smushed
Yeah, like
on
how
top
much
of the water.
give does that water have?
Yeah.
You know what? That's a fair question that I would love to explore, but essentially it grants you the ability to move across the water. I imagine if you want, you could choose to submerge yourself in it.
Interesting. Okay. That's good to know.
And yes,
You know how painful being in like a wave would be if you weren't allowed to be submerged by the water and you're just like getting tossed around on the surface? That'd be very uncomfortable.
I'm excited to see how that plays out, but
It does
there's not
say in the
enough water.
spell that it's as if it was harmless solid ground. Maybe there's some
Ah,
absorption.
That's fair.
that's cool.
Because you can
They-
even walk on molten lava with that spell.
They saw us coming.
Yeah.
I'll definitely introduce some molten lava. Okay, you arrive at the other side of after you scramble up the other side onto Oak Island. And it is, as soon as you set foot on top of the grass of this island, Turgar immediately feels at ease. Norman also is delighted in a way. It's been kind of a misty morning, a pleasant autumn day, but here the sun just seems to be a bit brighter. The birds seem to be a bit chirpier. The air feels a bit fresher. Yeah, it's lovely, and you do indeed see the figure. Oh yeah, I should say that climb up was around 250 feet.
Oh,
So
jumping.
Yeah, it was a bit of a scale. So I'm glad you both rolled super well. The trees that you see here are all oaks, hence the name. Hawks and eagles nest in the branches, and small rodents and rabbits lurk in the underbrush below. So you are greeted, at least as you climb up on top of the island. There is a druid there, clearly a druid, perhaps one of Lyra Tolliver's group. And I probably have a name. No. Oh, I do have some details here. Yes, so this is a male human who has come to see your arrival, and he looks very sagely towards you and gives you a nod as you arrive. And he says, "Turgar the Wanderer, I imagine."
Yes, it's me. And you are.
Hegrin Rev, at your service. And he gives you a half bow.
Hello, Master Rev. I come to this island first to, be replenished by being with my peers.
And I'm Norman.
Oh, yes, sorry. This is Norman, my good friend. Not a druid, but a friend to all druids.
He turns to you and gives you a half bow. He says, Norman, well met. Any friend of Tergar's is welcome here.
Ditto, my man.
Ingrid,
thank you.
How were we supposed to get to the island?
Well, it is indeed a test, which you have appeared to have passed. It is not an easy crossing, though druids of a higher level are able to move within the plants themselves.
Yes, I've heard of such things. And is there a master on this island?
Oh, indeed.
And who is that?
Well, that would be Miss Lyra Tolliver, who has told us all about your faithful meeting.
Oh, I hope it's all good things. Hey, Norman.
Haha.
Oh.
He says, please come with me. You are expected.
Oh,
And with
wonderful.
that, he turns and a cloak billows behind him, and he leads you through Oak Island to the largest oak in the center of the island. It is a massive and impressive specimen. You've rarely seen an oak of this size. And as you approach it, he puts his hand upon the oak, and it sort of gives a creaking noise, and it parts.
Keebler elves.
Yeah, except druids.
Ah.
And as it parts, a light, a series of, well, just a gleaming light sort of emanates from within. And inside is a space which is impossibly larger than the outside of the oak itself. And he, as it finishes opening, it's a sort of regular-sized doorway, and he indicates that you could enter, offering that you should go.
Norman, you want to come with me?
Heck yeah, into like a TARDIS tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
in.
let's do it. And we awkwardly high five, like a low. I go, yeah.
Do you mind rolling for that, please?
roll for the roll.
If we
Yeah,
successfully
dexterity
high
check. I
five.
think that'd be a
Yeah,
dexterity
sure.
check.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure. Brooke is taking a foray into dungeon mastering. I'm excited to see how this plays. Oh yeah, and I
An
want to see.
8 plus. What did I? A 10. It's not complete. What did you roll?
A 2.
And he got. Oh yeah, this is just terrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's awkward all around.
Yeah.
Nobody
I
is
think I
good at
lost
this.
some hit points on that.
Hit you in the head. It's like-
he tries. He does the thing where he tries to be cool, and like do the extra druid hint. No, it totally botched. It says we do it differently here in Oak. Please come inside. All right, so yeah, indeed, inside it is an ornate. You'd say it's the equivalent of a 3-room apartment size. It's pretty lovely, well appointed. You see, it opens into a large foyer, classically constructed, but everything is done up in wood, as if it's been shaped from the innards of the tree itself. You're very much aware that this is a living tree. You can feel Tergar can feel its warmth emanating through it. Norman probably just feels like, wow, this is like, it just feels really nifty inside here. Like there's a smell, there's a very vegetable smell. And inside there are a couple other druids here. There's a female human, another female elf, and a female half-elf, and they are in light conversation with Lyra Tolliver, who is also standing by. You see a couple of wooden doors inset into the circular room that you are in, and the whole area is lit by magical spheres, like a light which seems to emanate from. It's a light spell basically, so it's not like there's a burning chandelier inside this tree. That would probably be wrong. There are also windows, not holes inside the tree, so you can still see outside. Again, an impossibility of angles because clearly the inside of this tree is larger than the outside. But yet somehow, when you look at the window, you see where you expect to see.
Okay.
So as you arrive, they stop their conversation and all look towards you. And Lyra looks specifically towards Turgar with something of impenetrable glare. You can't tell what she's thinking, whether this is she's glad to see you or respectful or what.
And you can't even roll for it.
Nope. Well, maybe, but you. Yeah,
But you
probably
said
wouldn't want to.
impenetrable.
It's true. It is impenetrable. It's like immovable rock meets irresistible force.
Lady Tolliver, I was. Thank you for allowing me to visit you on this beautiful island.
You honor us with your presence.
I truly feel like I'm home away from home right now. So I'm honored to be allowed to be here.
She is speaking to you in Elvish.
Oh, which I can speak.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Norman, can Norman speak Elvish?
Nope. Good, no, he cannot.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he cannot.
So I'm just like at Tergar's pant leg, just like, hey, psst, hey, what are you talking about? Hey, just while you continue on with the conversation.
We're just saying hello. Sorry. I'm sorry, Lady Tolliver. Norman is not used to our customs and ways, and certainly isn't an elf, eh?
What are you laughing at? Why are you laughing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Lady Tolliver, I really needed to follow up with you after our conversation at City Hall. I've been troubled very deeply by these dreams I've had where I have met you. I have met you in my dreams, and I'm wondering if perhaps we could privately talk about what I have seen.
She says, anything that you have to say to me, you can freely say in front of my acolytes. You have already met Hegrin. This is Danat. She points to the female human. This is Kethzer. She points to the female elf. And this is Tamenta. And she points to the female half-elf. Says, they are my constant companions, and all secrets between us are shared.
Well, I'm honored to meet all of you as well. Norman, I'm just saying hi to all these people.
Is this that girl of your dreams?
Yes, yes. I
Right.
think so. All right. Well, look, Lady Tolliver, again, as I said in City Hall when we met earlier, I had a very vivid dream where I saw you, and you told me your name was Lyra, and that your land was in great danger, and that you required my help and services to ward off this great evil. And well, I'm here. I want you to know I'm here, and whatever you need me to do, I will do it.
She's looking kind of at you very intently, and some time passes as she thinks about this, and eventually says, I do not doubt the sincerity of your words, Tergar, but how can I trust this vision that you had? I agree that there are facts about me we have not met. How could you know my name? How could you know my bearing, my role? And yet you have this information. So there are two possibilities. One is that this is indeed some sort of magic that binds us. And the other is that you are some form of dissembler who has gained information about me from sources I know not, and choose to use this as some fanciful tale. If that were true, it would be highly dishonorable.
Of course it would be. What can I do to prove I am not a dissembler?
She sort
Is
of...
she? Are you talking about dissembling?
Ah.
Yes.
Norman's picked up a few words of Elvish, clearly.
There's no... yeah.
I would like Norman to make a perception roll, please.
Ooh.
Oh, heck yeah, he will. 12 plus 2, 14.
14. You catch a movement in one of those windows, one of those knot holes inside the tree, something catches your eye over there. And this is sort of out of the corner of your eye. Like, Tergar is so intent upon the druids that he does not notice this.
It's just some movement, bigger, small, medium.
Small movement. Yeah, you didn't roll
All right.
super well, so. But there is definitely something there.
Hey, Tergar,
Yes.
do you mind if I just take a look around while you're having a chit chat? Would that be okay with
Yes.
can you ask Lady T? about
Lady
it?
Tulliver, do you mind if Norman has a look around?
Please, our home is your home. She does say that in common, by the way.
Ah, I think I'm starting to learn Druid.
No, she
or
just
Elvish.
spoke to you in common. That you. Oh.
I know. I understood it just like it's common. All right. See, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay, so Norman goes over there. Matt
To the
says,
direction of the thing I saw.
Matt says that Norman knows how to ask for the washroom and the word dissembler.
Matt's here.
And
Oh,
Matt
boy.
is watching. Oh, and actually, this is an excellent point where we can take our break because it's 8:30. So how about we do that?
Sure thing.
Excellent. I will remember how to go back and do that because Al's in Alberta.
Hey.
And that means I gotta do the stream. So, all right. We'll be back in 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes.
Tergar
right.
being the one that's having the conversation at the time. But we can
Well,
just follow Gnorman and
we can-
his
Exactly. Whatever he saw, will come right back to Terragar when the time is right. So you wander back over to that knothole, and as you approach
I
it,
play it really cool, like just casually, like doo, just not making it look like I'm investigating something.
okay. As you get to the knothole, you see nothing, and it is probably about yay big as knotholes go. So it's again just an opening in the side of the wood that
Mhm.
peers through the bark. And as
To
you
the
approach,
outside world.
yep,
Okay.
yep. There is glass though. No, that's not true. There is no glass. It is open to the elements. So forget anything you heard about glass. So as you peer through, you see tiny little hands grip the. Here, I'll get there too. Tiny little hands grip the outside of the knothole, and a little head pops up. A little female fairy head pops up, and you can see little wings flying behind her, and her eyes lock with your eyes.
Hi.
And she says, "Hi."
I'm Gnorman.
She says, "I'm Azariel. What are you?"
Hi, Azariel. I'm a gnome. That's an
No.
inside joke from where we come from. I'm a gnome. I'm also pretty cool.
She says, "I've never seen anything like you before."
You
She
know,
like
I
peeks
don't
up a bit more.
really think I've seen anything like you before. Azariel? Was it?
She nods, delighted. She's got
Who?
over her back. You see a little teeny bow with a quiver of little teeny arrows. She's
Right.
probably about a foot tall.
She's
Do you,
Tinkerbell.
Do you live here? Am I intruding in your home right now?
She says, "Oh no, this isn't my home. This is Lyra's home. But I heard everybody talking inside, and I thought I'd see, and here you are inside."
Hey, can you understand what they were saying?
It's all boring, 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 boring stuff they say.
I caught dissembler, but not much else.
Says, "I don't know why you'd want to spend your time talking with all those giants over there when you could be out here playing with us."
You know, I think you have a point, Azariel.
She,
Can I fit through that knothole?
you probably could.
I'm gonna. I glance over my shoulder to see what's up with Terragar and Co.
It looks super serious over there. The meaningful glances are pretty deep.
Okay. And can I? And I. Yeah. You think I can shimmy through that knothole?
Yes, yeah, you could, as a gnome, you could barely fit through that.
Yeah. Okay. So, hold on one second, Azariel. I'm gonna pop out there. I'm gonna enjoy your company, join you. Never mind.
It got
Listen,
very
it's
adult
one
very
translation.
fast.
Says
Yeah.
as you like.
He scoots through. You ploop through the other side of that knothole, and you feel a bit of a slight nauseousness as you pass through, but you as if passing through a rift in the fabric of space-time, but you come out the other side just fine. And she says immediately as you pass through, "What games do gnomes play?"
Oh man, drinking games mostly.
Oh, do you? No, go ahead.
No, you go. No, you go.
Do you play catch him?
Yes.
Okay, catch him! And she like zips off real fast in the distance.
Shit. So Norman, not half-heartedly, but three-quarters heartedly, like chases after, in vain attempts to try and catch Azariel, trying to at least play along enough that to yeah. Just I want to respectfully play along.
Okay, you get the sense, like, you chase, and she's not making it easy, but you
No.
get the sense that she could go a lot faster and try a lot harder, and you just catch little glimpses of her there and there, and like eventually like peeking out behind an oak tree and dodging this way and that. So maybe she's not really trying to get lost.
And I call out, it's like I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch him.
You'll never catch me.
Oh, you watch out. I'm gonna catch him. And just for fun, I fake like I'm running out of breath. I slow down, and then I'm gonna use what's that? Step of the wind.
Oh, nice.
Real quick, I'm gonna spend a key point and do like a super fast surprise dash to see if I can get within swiping distance.
Yeah, you totally do. She is playing it coy and like realizing she's super much faster than you are. And then when you bolt super fast towards her and you're just like going to do the magic touch or whatever, whatever the game requires.
Tag, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. And she looks surprised, and then there's this poof of smoke and she's not there anymore. And all you hear is laughter.
So did I win?
You didn't feel the connection of the touch. He's like, you hear, ha 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 ha, didn't touch me, didn't catch him.
All right. Well, you win this one, Azariel.
Okay, let's briefly go back to that oak conversation. Very serious oak conversation.
Yes.
She says, well, I don't know. What would you propose would be something that would make me trust you, Turgar?
Well, I can tell you anything you want of my past, of my upbringing, of my history. I am a force of goodness. I'm an ardent follower of Druidic ways. What can I tell you or do for you to prove my loyalty to the light?
Dan, is Turgar still carrying that short sword that you picked up from the goblins way back when?
I believe I gave that to Norman. The goblin scimitar.
Goblin scimitar?
Yeah, that's right. I have the
Yep.
I have the scimitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. She says, well, indeed. At this point, she moves backwards, and some roots extend up from the floor into a chair. A rather ornate chair, as it happens. And she descends into it languishingly and says, please, tell us of your heroic deeds, Turgar.
Where would you like me to begin? I come from humble beginnings. My mother was a human, and my father is an elven lord and of great power. But I did not grow up in the elven community. I grew up amongst the humans. When I was a young man, my sister was murdered, and that day forward, I vowed always to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. That's really what's driven me my whole life. It's what drove me to become a druid, and it's what's driven me ever since. To be honest, I have trouble trusting many, except for our friends, the plants and trees and the animals. But with the companions I've come here to this town with, really they're the first people, the first beings that I feel I can trust. And we've done some wonderful things. We were just in Orlane where we deposed of an evil spirit there, and I've dedicated my life's work, and I know I'll die serving the light.
She looks at you and says, Orlane. And she casts her eyes over her acolytes, and one of them says, I believe it is up province in Grand March. Small place, I assume? Yes, a village. They make some wine there of some repute. And you say you defeated some monster there?
Yes, it was a naga. It was a naga spirit, snake-like thing. I had to transform into a great brown bear, and we even summoned an elephant at one point. And it took some heavy lifting. We didn't think we were going to make it, but we finally disposed of her and sent her off to her own dimension.
And she looks at you and says, "Do you have any proof of this great deed, Turgar?"
Do I have any proof of me? And I look at myself and I pat and I think of what's in my inventory. I've got some ball bearings. I don't think that won't really prove anything to you. No, I don't have anything. I didn't take anything from her that I didn't take anything off of her body, if that's what you're asking, to prove it. I mean, we found some treasure. There were some gems and things like that we found in her cavern, but I didn't actually take any of them. I'm not really big on material things.
She again looks skeptical and dubious of your intentions and says, "Well, I shall have to think on this. In the meantime, I have a question for you, Turgar.
Yes, my
I
lady.
believe you were in the company of another half-elf,
Yes,
paladin of Elona."
Yes, he's my brother.
It's interesting, for we serve Elona on this island, and I'm intrigued by his presence at this auspicious time, what with your visions and him being here.
We walk the same path, both in light. We've been together for a long time now, and where I go, he goes, and vice versa.
And is he a true paladin of Elona, or does he merely carry the symbol?
Well, he is as true as any knight of Elona would be. He's
So
a
he
man
is-
of his word.
So he is a wife to Elona.
He is a wife to Elona, much to the detriment of our party. It's caused some strife within our group.
Oh, I see. Interesting. And she sort of is
He's
looking...
not interested in anybody else but Elona. Like, he only has eyes for her. No one else.
She says, "Well, there are some stipulations within our order." And she has a bit of a wistful look. "Where is he now, would you say?"
Fishing.
"Ah, noble pursuit."
Well, it's just fishing. He's relaxing under a bridge, fishing. He's not doing. I wouldn't say it's noble. I mean, he's relaxing while the rest of us are working. Is really what's happening. And before that, it was stones. He was collecting stones all the time. And
Has he no cares of the world that he wishes to relieve himself of? Has he not seen the same strife you have? Why do you judge him so harshly? He is your brother.
Well, I think when you love someone, you judge them maybe a bit more harshly than someone that is not as close to you.
Well, on that topic, and she's sort of tracing some patterns on her new chair, this wizard that accompanies you, this elvish woman, Nimralian, I believe her name was.
Yes.
What do you see in her? She has not shown herself to be very trustworthy.
Oh, she is the most trustworthy. She is of noble birth. She has saved our bacon many times in horrific battles. She's a very powerful wizard and or sorceress. Sorceress? Wizard? Wizard.
I believe she prefers magician.
Magician. And I've also grown up. I've known her since she was a little girl as well. And this is someone whose character cannot be challenged.
You have a sense that your words are resonating with her, but she has much in the way of doubt. She says, "Well, Turgar, you have given me much to think upon. For now, you are welcome here to return anytime you wish. If you wish to take solace in the island, it is yours, as is the right of any druid. I only ask that you do not interfere with any of the spirits that are on this island. They are sometimes cautious and sometimes mirthful, as are many there are many fey creatures that inhabit the island, and I would ask that you do not tamper with them in any way.
I won't. I know the ways of our people, and of course I will honor what you ask.
And there was a dwarf with you.
Oh yes, yeah.
Was she anyone important, or?
Well, she's great at seafaring, and also one of my family. Not by blood, but she's part of this pack of people that are fighting for a greater world.
I see. Something of a seaman, something of a pilot of sorts.
Oh yes, she's quite the sailor. In fact, part of why we're here is to help her find her rightful ship.
Oh, is that true? Do you find that this is not interesting to her at all, and she's kind of at small talk point?
Oh yes, yes. Let me tell you all about it. Would you like to hear what has transpired so far with her ship? Perhaps you know where her ship is. Oh, wouldn't that be great if I came here to talk to you about something completely separate, but then I ended up also solving another thing? Oh, the group will be so excited. All right. So are you familiar with Captain Raskatan?
No.
Okay.
Matters nautical are of no interest to us here. I understand that they are important to the town, but we have our own concerns to preserve the sanctity of Oak Island.
Well, I had to try.
Raskatan?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, his name has gone through many iterations. Maybe that's his middle name. I like that.
Isn't it Raskatan?
Isn't
Isn't
it
it
Ruskadel?
Ruskadel? I have Captain Raskatan right in the thing. Or there's a Captain Shanks.
There's
There's
all.
I can't hear
Terragalli.
you.
Were you thinking of Terragalli?
I'm thinking of I don't know what I was thinking of. It doesn't matter. She doesn't know.
Okay.
Let's change our camera focus back over to Norman in the glade here. So yeah, you hear the mirthful laughter of the fairies, a fairy around you, and Azariel gradually fades back into view behind a bush, snickering at her lovely jest of turning invisible and disappearing on you, and says, "No, you caught me fair and square."
Hey, I told you I knew how to play. Us gnomes are good gamers. We're a gamer race.
Did you? You said you played drinking games before.
Yeah.
Did you want to drink some of our fairy wine?
Oh man, I've never. Did you know Azariel? Azariel?
Yeah.
I have never tried fairy wine.
And
I've tried dwarf mead. I've tried
Name 5 things that you have
5
tried.
dwarven mead. I've
1,
tried elven grappa.
2,
I've had vampire scotch,
3,
werewolf milk,
4.
and I've tried my own urine, but no,
5 things.
but never
Okay.
fairy wine.
She snaps her fingers, and 3 other fairies materialize out of nothing, and they carry a silver chalice and some very small cups,
Oh.
and bring them over, flitting around you as they come into view.
Wow.
And the chalice.
Also, never tried like fairy samosas. Do you have any something salty maybe as a snack?
She says, "Oh, you wish food?" And she says, "Mistletoe, peas blossom, find some food for our guest." And they flitter off to find some food. But in the meantime, she pours from the chalice into one of these tiny glasses and passes it to you. It is smaller than a thimble.
Yeah, I want to show you. I'm posting in the group chat what are called pixie cups, and it's a type of fungus. And it's the cutest. They're just little tiny cups there. It's a terrible, whatever, go to that. They're just little fungus things that come up, and they're called pixie cups. And it's exactly what it makes me think of, that they have these little flutes that are actually little
That's
fungi.
so
And they're drinking
cute.
from them. They're just these, because they're like this big.
Aw.
So there you go.
So I am assuming it's looked like you took a swig meaningfully. Is that you drinking from the fairy wine?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I tried it without hesitation. Tried to let the small quantity hit all the parts of the palate. And yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Norman like.
All right. Well, it is indeed incredibly sweet as it goes onto the palate. It tastes like flowers in a meadow. And I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Oh, they're trying to control you.
7 plus 2.
It's a 9.
Niner.
You are about as wasted as you have ever been. Immediately goes straight to your head, and you feel like you hear a music in the distance, and you feel like dancing.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And as your feet sort of begin to move on their own accord, Zariel is delighted and dances with you. And that feels like the thing you would kind of like to do for the rest of your life.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this feels pretty good.
Okay. Our camera. Well, let's go back briefly to Nimralian and Glonda as they've completed their business in the temple. A little while has passed. Maybe we're around 2 o'clock-ish, maybe even 3 o'clock by the time you're done chatting with people in the temple. It was more interesting for Nimralian than Glonda. Not so much in the way of dwarven things or barding things or pilot/sailor things to do here in the temple, but probably lots of things for a wizard to talk about and see
Yeah, I
and do
feel
here.
us like leaving the temple and Nim just like buzzing, being like, "Oh my god!" And did you oh my god, did you see that other thing? And then Glenda just being kind of like literally like wiping her eyes with, gunk.
I will say,
Wiping.
how cool did it look when I strong armed him into a
Oh,
little bit
I
of a
was
deal, huh?
So impressed, Glenda. You're
Yeah.
quite the persuader.
Thank you. I have a +8.
Oh.
As you are sort of at the gates for the temple, looking to head along, you're sort of getting you're going over what you've done, and you are approached by a very well-dressed and imposing wizardly type, flanked by the one that you had been dealing with and another acolyte, and they approach you, and he comes straight up to you and says, "You are this Nimralian, the elven wizardess from what part now?"
Oh, fuck.
Damn my
I know,
backstory.
He did.
And-
I know.
And I'm Glonda, who's also here.
Who's also here in
You're
this moment.
Sylvan, I think.
Just give me a hot second.
Listen,
Kingdom
before
of
all of
Selene?
you
Is it the Kingdom of
wizards
Selene?
talk over me because I'm maybe a little bit out of your eyesight, have some respect for a sailor who's from these parts.
Are you buying time for Brooke to find her?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. He is a tall human wizard, probably in his 50s, and the dudes at his sides are also humans, and they are probably in their 20s and 30s. He says, "'Tis no matter. This one here tells me that we should be considering you for membership."
Me or her? Probably her.
I can't find.
Kingdom
I-
of Selene,
Sure,
Isn't it?
that.
isn't it?
I literally have no idea. It's just never.
That's where
comes
my
up.
dad's from, and that's where you were from, I thought.
I'm like backstories that I was gonna marry Arnefel
Scroll-
Greenwalden.
Scroll down to the bottom of your character sheet.
Oh, why?
Because
There's a
that's
character
where,
backstory section.
yeah, we put all that stuff there.
There's nothing there. I literally
I
have
say
nothing.
Oh,
Ledwin.
God, you're a professor.
This is my friend. She's from I say Ledwin.
Desiree Desiree was the first person to play
It's true.
Nimraelian.
That's
I
true.
did not create Nimraelian. I was not here for I just took her on. Honestly, she's just so excited and flustered she doesn't answer. 'Cause
Oh
she's
yeah,
bad at
we
social
were
stuff
taking
anyway.
notes at that point.
That's true. That came later.
Well, I'll admit it did sound like quite an ordeal to become a member, and we are a bit short on time.
Time. What is time to a properly trained wizard? You can.
Yes. Yes, I suppose you're right.
Well, if you should change your mind, please come back and see me. Clearly, you are a force to be reckoned with.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you so
But what
much.
gives you that impression, good robed sir?
I have heard things.
Go on.
He's already turned around and left in a meaningful way.
Disrespectful, right,
Ow,
Rhonda?
that's
That's
rude.
called disrespect.
Oh,
Am I reading it-
don't even try to talk to me about
Yeah,
disrespect.
is that I'm reading this social situation right? Because I don't usually read social situations. That was not cool what he just did, right?
None of it was cool.
No, that guy's a dick, right?
That's right. That guy's a dick.
All right.
All right.
Now, let's go and see a play.
Can we do a me thing?
Yes, of course, Bard. What would you like to do? Would you like to go and see a local music concert? Go to an instrument shop?
You don't know much about me. Instrument shop sounds fun, but let's get some ice cream on the way.
Yes.
So Glonda would know that probably the best ice cream is found at or pastries are
dung
found
The dung.
the Dung
Sweepers
Creepers
Guild.
Guild. Yeah, yeah. Or there is the Baker's Guild Hall, which has all manner of lovely confections, which is also conveniently not on the other side of the bridge.
Let's do that then. We're going to a bakery, Nima. On you.
All right.
I saved you some cash today.
You think I don't know you? I knew you. All right, let's do this.
All right.
Let's get a pastry.
All right. You wander back down to the pastry. Camera focus back on to Tirgar in the Druid's Oak Tree Hall,
Yes.
I guess. So she's clearly indicated that she's got something to think about. Asked some probing questions about your brother, and
Can I ask you a question, Dungeon Master?
yes, player.
I do have a gem in my bag, and I'm trying to remember if I got that from.
From the pile of gems after beating the
Yes.
snake.
Possible.
What was her name again? AstraZeneca?
Explictica.
Explictica.
Yep.
AstraZeneca.
But I think we should probably call her AstraZeneca for continuity.
Yeah. Is it that? I think that gem came from her. Did it not?
It's possible, but it kind of looks like any other gem.
Nothing special about it. And
Yeah,
I
it
really
doesn't-
didn't take any of the other items. So
It doesn't have this gem was rescued from the treasure hoard of Explictica, a nasty Naga monster in Orlane.
All right. Well, I don't. I'm gonna thank you, Lady Tolliver, for your time and for again allowing me to spend some time here on this island. Once again, I do feel like I'm at home here. I'm just going to gather my friend. He seems. Do you have other rooms here where he might have? Is there a bathroom he might have gone to?
No. Did he perhaps leave the way whence he came?
I'm sure he's just left. He probably just went to get some air.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't get in any trouble here, would he?
Well, I wouldn't. I guess it. How do you define trouble? Do you have liquor here? Because if there's bottles of wine, he could get into those, perhaps. But no, he means no harm.
No, we would have nothing, but as long as he stays away from the various fey creatures that inhabit this island, sure nothing ill will happen toward him.
And I guess would my fey spirit be with me still?
No, he only lasts for an hour, so
So
that
this is past that time.
yeah,
Okay.
your scramble down the hill and getting
Would have
down here,
been
taking
yeah.
a little while. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's just outside. I'll peruse the grounds and find him, and I'll be on my way. But again, I must, impart to you my good intentions, and I hope that there's something that I can do once again to show that. And really, I don't want anything from you, Lady Tulliver. Nothing at all. I'm here once again offering my services. If this vision I've had, this dream that I've had is true, then this land is in great danger. And Tergar, the Wanderer, has wandered into it and is here to fix it. Huh?
I hear your words, Tergar, and I appreciate them, though, as you know, actions speak greater than words.
Fair enough, my lady, fair enough.
Geez, she is a hard nut to crack, man.
And he is so thirsty.
And
with that, I'm gonna I kind of look around the space trying to figure out where the hell Norman has gone. Did I notice him, Andrew? Like, did I pick up at the corner of my eye maybe where he went?
No, you were really intent on your girlfriend.
So and when I'm looking around, is there any sign of where he went? Like, is there, like, through that knot, is there something maybe perhaps that broke off his belt or something like that?
Sure, let's have that happen. Let's say that there is Norman, what kind of thing might get stuck in that knothole in squeezing yourself through it?
I might have left a couple possible coins might have fallen out of my pocket
Totally.
while I was shimmying through the thing. I mean, I don't know if he'd know they were mine, but
No, but it's weird if they're there,
Yeah.
right?
Strange. Yep.
And this knothole does look out to the island. Like, it's not like
Yep.
another dimension or realm. Okay.
Nope, looks totally out.
I see that and I'm like, oh shit, where is he gone? So I excuse myself and I'm gonna go out now and I'm gonna see if I can find him.
Okay, let's have you make a survival roll. That's how you track things in
Oh, okay.
Dungeons
Jeez,
and
I
Dragons.
thought like I was in trouble. And
Yes, there's
so that's an 8+. I think I've got a good survival rating. I do. So that's a 16.
16 is pretty awesome. Yeah, you see a Norman-sized trail. It looks like he tore through the island on a tear into the distance.
I'm gonna pursue that trail.
Okay, it does not take you long. Well, it takes you a little while. He hoofed it for a while, but the island itself is only so big,
Mm-hmm.
and you managed to get to somewhere around. Can I move you there? Why can't
And am
move
I
you?
still
That's
sick
strange.
at this point?
No, you are no longer sick.
Okay.
I'm gonna de-sickify you. Although, for whatever reason, I can't do that to your
I
guy.
did it.
That's strange. Well,
I
good.
took it off. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're around that point of the island, the southeast part, when you finally hear some noise. You see Norman dancing up a storm in a small little meadow between some oak trees, and he is surrounded by what are clearly fairies.
Norman,
the noise that you hear is also clearly party rock anthem.
Yes.
Norman, what are you doing? Stop dancing.
Oh man, you got to try this wine.
Actually, what Norman sees is not Tergar, but he sees a giant lumbering bear man, sort of warbly, kind of with
Bear
giant
man.
long ears.
Bear man,
Yeah. What?
you got to try this wine.
Oh no, you were drinking. Were you drinking with the fairies?
No, man.
And how are the fairies reacting to me?
The
Andrew?
fairies look at you with great caution. They have sort of flittered about behind Norman as the dancing. He seems to be tapping his feet and sort of jigging a little bit, but the dancing has come down. Azariel whispers into Norman's ear, "Norman, what is this?"
Oh, don't be afraid of the bear man. Bear man's cool. I've met Listen. Look. Listen. Bear Man? I'm sure he's fine.
Clap for the bear man.
Bear Man, your voice sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's Tergar.
No,
friend-
Tergar?
it's totally Bearman. I don't know what he's saying about
You're
Tergar. This is
Beargar.
not Tergar.
Listen.
look,
we don't. Mhm.
I'm gonna put my paw on his shoulder, and can I cast Lesser Restoration on him?
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yes. And let's have Norman make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
That's an even 5.
Even 5. Well, you cast the spell technically. Let's see. Let me look up Lesser Restoration just
Yeah,
before I
it's-
get really mean, because apparently you just end the condition. Sort of poisoned. Okay, you see him. You still feel the effects. You are very drunk, but you see it is no longer Bearman. It is in fact Tergar, and the urge to dance leaves you a little bit.
great.
Oh, Beargar. Good to see you, man. Did you get to kiss that girl?
No, and we're leaving. And I'm gonna help you out, and
Why are we leaving?
I'm picking Norman up, and I'm gonna
no!
fire carry him over my shoulder,
No.
and we just head north, and I'm gonna walk across the bay with him.
Azariel, don't just we're
Like, is there?
You hear her. You hear all the fairies saying, "Don't take our friend. What are you taking our friend for? Why are you taking our friend?"
He's coming back, maybe, but you shouldn't. He doesn't know what he's doing. And look.
Dan, what is your armor class for no particular reason?
No, damn it!
Oh my god.
catch him.
I'm a 15.
15.
Fuck.
Okay, so you take 3 points of damage as little tiny arrows get shot at you.
Oh, cute. Okay.
And anything else happen to you? No, you're good.
Okay, so
So, yeah, they
am I
like, pick,
away
pick, pick.
from them as they do that, or is it? Do I need to engage? Am I in combat with them?
Not technically in combat. They're making real not liking this noises between them. It's like, give us back our friend. Why are you taking our friend? Pew 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 pew. So as you're running away, they are flying after you and continuing to shoot arrows at you. Unless you choose to do something about it.
I don't want to fight them because then that will piss. I'm going to show restraint, and even though I would like to cast a spell on them and hurt them, because that's Tergar, I'm not going to. Because I've gained some with. Hey, let's get on my. Is there a part of this coastline that is easier to traverse down, or is it like all steep cliffs?
It's all no. There's probably an area which you could see would be easier to
So
descend down.
I'm going to descend, carrying Norman, and cross the bay back to town.
Okay, and they get one more parting shot at you because why not?
And they all miss, little
And
jerks.
they, in fact, all miss.
Woof, 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 woof. And I yell at them, enough! And I'll be back to talk to you about that later, I say, as I leave.
And they make fairy insults at you and look vaguely Italian, you know.
Oh,
I
All right.
know Tinkerbell. I know Tinkerbell loved doing a good raspberry.
But I really like them. That's the most I've liked creatures that have attacked me. In this
As I get out of earshot, carried away by Tergar, and call back out to Azariel. It's like, Azariel,
And she is crying out, Norman!
I love your wine.
All right. Let us fast forward to Flounder Pounder, because that's where you are all going to meet up later.
Is it evening now?
Can I say that we took a small rest so that I can just boost up my spells just quickly? Because we were just like waiting around for the
Sure.
boyos.
So you
Okay.
want to use your arcane recovery?
Yes, I would like to use my arcane recovery, and I need a small reminder of what that means.
I don't get anything. I only would get wild shapeshift points back, right?
On a short rest, I believe you don't get much.
Unless I use my hit die, but I'm not.
Let
gonna
me
do
find.
that.
You have arcane recovery here. Never mind, I found it. Once per day, you can finish a short rest. You can choose expended spell slots to recover.
Up to
I'm
3
reading it. I'm reading.
Nope. Okay.
Up that is equal to or less than half of your wizard level rounded up. So I can do one level 3 spell or a level 1 and 2, a level 2. Okay.
Verily, you have understood the rules.
Thank you, Andrew.
I would like Glonda and Nimraelian to describe briefly their events at the Bakers Guild. I will tell you what that building is so that you can inform yourselves as to what you might do there. It is a early morning. Each morning, crowds gather around this red brick structure, either drawn by the luscious smell of baked goods or to purchase the day's supply of bread. The guild hall itself is little more than a vast set of 6 kitchens, though typically only one is in use by the guild master, who tries new recipes daily. The Bakers Guild often calls its members from their various bakeries throughout town to aid in making bread and pastries for festivals or large parties. At these times, all 6 kitchens see heavy use. So
on their way up, Nima comes up with the idea. She's talking to Glonda, and she's like, when I was getting married, I never actually got to try all of the fun cakes. You know how they do that in those movie sequences where they get
Oh
to try?
man, Nima, I do that every Saturday.
Oh, could we pretend that that's why we're going to the bakery, is to try all of the various cakes for a potential wedding?
If there's a bill, it's on you, and yes.
Oh boy, let's do it. I've never got to experience such a thing.
And you didn't even get to have your wedding cake that was selected because of, the runaway bride aspect.
Wow, you're bringing that up right now. Yeah. I fucked that up real bad.
Hey, but look where we are now. At a Baker's Guild Hall.
Oh boy!
Wouldn't be here if you stuffed that marriage out.
Oh.
Cue a montage of wedding cakes being brought out and sampled by Glonda and Nimraelian.
I can get more of this. Oh, yes.
And a cheese Danish.
Pistachios.
please?
I think I'm allergic to pistachios. Can I have some milk, please?
And may I have an EpiPen?
An epi staff.
Yes, a wand of epiness.
A wand of epiness. Oh,
A
epiness.
penis.
Epiness. I heard it. I
10-15
heard it as
club.
soon as I said it.
It's a wand. Is that a staff, a rod, or a wand of penis? Let's contemplate
Or are you
that.
just happy to see me?
Whoa.
The throbbing wand of penis.
And at the end of the scene, they are happily supplying you with a bill that totals 40 gold pieces.
40 gold! I'll give them 50.
And graciously, they take your money, and you have, as time goes on, you were served by the guildmaster, an energetic gnome named Myrez. No, that can't be right. Ganairez Tithane.
And
Changing
we
that
just
right now.
I'm laughing
we
at Christine laughing.
have a really good relation. I feel like we really like hit it off with
Oh, yeah.
him, and we're in the good books with him, and he's like, stop in anytime, and like it was a worthy expenditure, because now we're like this guy has good books.
Yep, absolutely. And
I feel like I frequented here when I used to live here.
I imagine that is the case. Yeah. The pastries, everything you taste of his is exceptional. Like it tastes more than well made. It has that special something you can't put your finger on. Like you don't know quite what it is, but it's exceptional.
It's fentanyl.
It is probably some kind of illicit drug or magic or who knows. But anyway, that is just something you take, which obviously lends itself to why you had such a great time. And eventually you look out the window and see that the sun is gently setting over the horizon. And you see in the bay, ships are returning. Fishing boats are returning from the bay, their catches in tow, and a great amount of activity is happening on the docks. This is a very busy time for Salt Marsh, but people are settling their nets. They've moved on from their day's work and are moving on to spending their hard-earned coin in the various taverns and inns in Salt Marsh.
Nice. All right, Glonda, but the flounder pounder's on you because that was a pricey ice cream.
No problem. The flounder pounder is on Terragar. Let's go.
All right.
And as you are moving that way, you see coming across the water on the other side are two figures that look like a half elf and a dwarf a half elf and a gnome in the distance, walking upon the water.
Holy crap!
Wow!
Since when? Since when?
Exceptional magic!
Magic or miracle?
Let's just say that Tergar has found a way to get across the bridge without suffering the effects if he just casts that spell every time.
Is that what level is that?
He doesn't have to cross the bridge to
You
get
don't
the
have to have
flounder
a
pounder.
theme song.
But you
We
guys
do.
don't know. But,
We do,
but
though.
Nimril and Glonda do. Yep.
That's fine by me. I can walk
Yeah.
across this thing
Terragar!
with my eyes. I can walk
You.
across this thing with my eyes closed.
Terragar!
Yes.
What level spell is the walking on the water?
Level 3.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if wizards get access to that spell.
No, I just was hoping he could cast it on me, but if it's a level 3
I
spell, then
cannot.
he-
I've exhausted my 2 spell slots, but I could carry you.
Yes, that would be excellent.
Glonda, see you on the other side of the bridge. Can you carry Norman?
Sure.
Yeah, Norman looks like he's really drunk. Well, maybe slightly less so now.
On
Hey.
the walk over the water, Nim details their experience to Terragar and then also asked how things went. So hopefully they caught up on what was going on.
Should we have that conversation? Because I think that's. Or
I mean,
is it
we
just
all were witnessing it. so we
okay?
could
True,
honestly-
true. But I would like to just say to you, an extra exposition. I think Terragar reveals to Nimmerilian that he's not sure how that went, and he's not sure he can trust her,
Mm-hmm.
and that
then-
she asked about you, and seemed really, and that bothered me.
And Nim reminds him of the dream that she had, because her dreams, she does see them as prophecy, that he gets killed or that he gets sliced by Jojon during his master sword. And so when he had told her that Jojon, she was like, that woman was particularly curious about Jojon. And then so she's making those links and being like, something doesn't seem to add up here. There is a chance that dark magic is at play and putting these images into our minds, or but I am also on guard in this sense.
Called his great sword a master sword, and it was funny.
I love
Aw, I like that.
that. It's not just great, it's
It's a
masterful.
master sword.
It's specifically from
Dun, dun,
Zelda.
dun. Can't help myself. Also, before we go, if Matt's still here, the die. We never got to
Oh.
play with Petrie.
So true. Look at that bad boy. Oh, is it not going to focus? Yeah, it's not.
Do
gonna
this.
focus.
Do the.
You gotta
do
do
the
the thing.
You
I-
have to
the thing.
cover your
I got-
face.
No, I can
Yes.
do this.
Face.
Oh, now it looks like it's like
Censored.
censored.
Yes.
What?
Careful.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
There it is.
Ooh, whoa. I love it so much. Oh, little
Is it
Petrie
that
has
way?
her own D20.
There
There
it
we
is.
That's so
go.
cool.
Yeah, and
Look
I
this-
love the little scroll that's inside it. I don't know if you can see that. That little piece of paper that's stuck in there.
That's the best.
Yeah. Thank you for remembering that. I wanted to bring that up after the break, but I didn't.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Petrie to have her own role. So thank you, Matt. That's the best. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, I think he may very well still be. So the Flounder Pounder, where you are heading to, the description of this building goes like this: half of this seedy-looking tavern is built on stilts out over the waters of the harbor, while the other half rests firmly on the ground. A side above the shaky front door depicts a mustached man hammering a large flounder into mash with a mallet. As you open the door and wander inside, you find it reeks of stale grog, raw fish, and body odor. Although the people that you see inside don't seem to mind that much. They're making a raucous noise. The party has just gotten started. Somebody is sawing a lazy tune off of a fiddle in the corner. A rickety bar winds along the southern wall, and open holes in the eastern floor drop into the water below. The patrons fish from these holes or relieve themselves in them as needed. And you quickly see that the tavern's name comes from the house specialty, flounder pounded to a thick mash, bones, eyes, and all, and then fried in lard and grog into flat cakes. What would you like to do? You see that.
Well, it is a time now, and what actually might make good sense is that if we did end it here, we could kind of put it in with the the context of if we do get Jojon here next week, we could have picked him up from the bridge on the way to the flounder pounder. So it might be actually a perfect place to wait.
I will say that as you open the door, probably Jojon in tow, everything stops and everybody looks at you as if you clearly do not belong here.
Why are
We've
we
been here once before.
Because the guy with the
We've
scar
eaten and
face
enjoyed.
is here.
The guy who was following us.
No,
with
the
his
guy with the scar face is the guy who killed Harlequin.
And Gnorman just shouts,
No.
"Hi, everybody!"
He's friends with Harlequin, and he was with Harlequin the night that Harlequin died.
Yeah.
The guy who met us down by the dunghill.
No, we haven't met this guy yet.
No, we haven't. He was just mentioned.
Why are we going? So who's? Okay, I'll talk about it after.
We'll figure.
Lev Lockelson told you that he did see Harlequin talking to a scar-faced man in a tavern that he couldn't remember which one it was.
Okay.
But they looked to be friends, and this was as he was shadowing him to find out Harlequin's movements. And this happened while you were meeting with Lev's boss at the Dung Sweepers Guild Hall.
Right. Okay.
There's a whole episode on YouTube if you'd like to go back and watch it.
I might have to go watch that.
Yeah.
I might have to go watch that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, valued viewers, people of all ages, thank you for watching. And has anybody got anything they want to throw out there into the universe before we wrap up for the evening?
I will be 1 year older when we do see each other. And by 1 year, I mean the number associated with my age will have increased by 1. Because my birthday's on Monday.
Oh my God.
Good thing we're meeting up at the Flounder Pounder for a drink.
There you go, birthday drink.
We can celebrate the year additional to your overall years.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tergar is buying.
So we'll be back next Wednesday, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yeah.
Where Al may or may not still be in Alberta, or you're
He's
still there. Awesome.
For a long time.
All right. Well, expect that the stream quality will remain exactly as it has been, with a lot less camera transitions and cool stuff. Though I'm pleased to know it could still work, so that was cool. But otherwise, we will see you all next Wednesday.